Words to replace: very. Very dark, lightless. Very shiny, gleaming. Very windy, roaring. Very warm, stifling. Very ugly, hideous. Very charmed, mesmerized. Very frightening, alarmed. Very crowded, bustling. Very rainy, pouring. Very traditional, conventional. Very pale, ashen. Very pretty, beautiful. Very sorry, remorseful. Very loud, deafening. Very useful, expedient. Very exciting, exhilarating. Very competitive, cutthroat. Very quiet, hushed. Very big, immense. Very lovely, adorable. Very often, frequently. Very sleepy, lethargic. Very willing, eager. Very unfair, unjust. Very accurate, exact. Very suitable, appropriate. Very painful, excruciating. Very glad, overjoyed. Very tame, docile. Very fat, obese. Very similar, alike. Very confused, perplexed. Very important, crucial. Very wise, sagacious. Very beautiful, exquisite. Very beautiful, gorgeous. Very weak, frail. Very scared, petrified. Very angry, furious. Very weak, feeble. Very stupid, idiotic. Very fancy, lavish. Very noisy, deafening. Very tempting, irresistible. Very sad, sorrowful. Very far away, distant. Very old-fashioned, archaic. Very wicked, evil. Very serious, solemn. Very fierce, ferocious. Very large, huge. Very stinky, putrid. Very strong, unyielding. Very pleasant, amiable. Very heavy, leaden. Very tasty, delicious. Very nervous, apprehensive. Very severe, acute. Very complete, comprehensive. Very eager, keen. Very high, soaring. Very wide, vast. Very interesting, fascinating. Very rich, wealthy. Very sudden, unexpected. Very risky, perilous. Very easy, effortless. Very huge, colossal. Very hard, difficult. Very silky, sleek. Very realistic, practical. Very skinny, skeletal. Very lovely, stunning. Very big, massive. Very proud, honored. Very fortunate, blessed. Very much, enough. Very soft, downy. Very distressing, dreadful. Very lively, animated. Very long-term, enduring. Very cold, freezing. Very strong, muscular. Very roomy, spacious. Very conventional, conservative. Very difficult, challenging. Very rude, vulgar. Very short, stubby. Very long, extensive. Very quiet, silent. Very substantial, considerable. Very well, superb. Very bright, luminous. very different, disparate, very light, luminous, very unlikely, improbable, very humble, courteous, very smart, intelligent, very sorry, apologetic, very empty, desolate, very inexpensive, cheap, very clever, intelligent, very poor, destitute, very friendly, amiable, very creative, innovative, very afraid, terrified, very loved, adored, very smooth, flat, very good, excellent, very unusual, abnormal, very great, terrific, very well-to-do, wealthy, very evil, wicked, very widespread, extensive, very strange, weird, very hard to find, rare, very dry, parched, very thirsty, parched, very young, undeveloped, very interesting, captivating, very numerous, diverse, very simple, basic, very serious, grave, very unhappy, miserable, very easy, smooth, very rough, coarse, very smooth, sleek, very wild, untamed, very frightening, terrifying, very happy, ecstatic, very terrible, dreadful, very expensive, costly, very shy, timid, very fond, attached, very dull, tedious, very thin, gaunt, very upset, distraught, very same, identical, very perfect, flawless, very excited, thrilled, very sharp, keen, very shaky, tremulous, very visible, conspicuous, very necessary, essential, very loose, slack, very tiny, minuscule, very old, ancient, very dirty, filthy, very messy, slovenly, very annoying, exasperating, very valuable, precious, very talented, gifted, very colorful, vibrant, very significant, key, very dangerous, perilous, very bad, awful, very boring, dull, very soft, malleable, very wet, soaked, very tired, exhausted, very core, just, very worried, distressed, very simple, easy, very fast, quick, very cheap, stingy, very careful, cautious, very jolly, carefree, very kind, considerate, very nice, kind, very strict, stern, very limited, finite, very protective, defensive, very clean, spotless, very tense, overwrought, very brave, courageous, very quick, rapid, very little, tiny, very dangerous, threatening, very hot, sweltering, very open, transparent, very smelly, pungent, very neat, immaculate, very clever, brilliant, very cute, adorable, very small, tiny, very hurt, battered, very fierce, relentless, very clear, obvious, very violent, abusive, very sad, desolate, very busy, swamped, very powerful, compelling, very tight, constricting, very short, brief, very intelligent, brilliant, very lazy, indolent, very funny, hilarious, very disagreeable, obnoxious, very sure, certain, very suspicious, skeptical, very detailed, meticulous, very safe, harmless, very mean, cruel, very slow, sluggish, very busy, overloaded, very tactile, touchable, very sour, acerbic, very scared, terrified, very calm, serene, very difficult, arduous, very deep, profound, very tall, towering, very special, exceptional, very hungry, starving, very friendly, affectionate, very small, petite, very dear, cherished, very depressed, despondent, very specific, precise, very rowdy, boisterous.